I made green chicken tinga, and it's my new favorite thing. And I'm gonna show you the best way, or at least the way that I like to eat it, and that's in a delicious burrito. So to get started, you're gonna need chicken quarters. Trust me on this. Skip the chicken breast. Chicken breast is too dry. So the chicken quarters, what we're gonna do, we're gonna season these with salt, pepper, and paprika, even mixture. Make sure you season every single little centimeter of each chicken quarter, and make sure you rub the seasoning onto the chicken so that it sticks to the skin. You want to leave the skin on. That's where all the flavor is, and it gives it a good texture. Trust me on that. But if you're a texture type of person and you don't like the feeling of chicken skin, then go ahead and take it off. Season both sides. Make sure you season it properly. We're going to put this in the oven at about 375 for 35 minutes. So after that, we're going to take care of the tomatillos. I went ahead and peeled about 6 tomatillos here. Added 2 serranos. We're going to put this into hot water. That's right, we're going to put it on hot water. We're not going to bring it up to a simmer. It's going to be already hot. We're going to put the tomatillos, and as soon as it starts simmering and you notice the color change, that's when we're going to turn the water off. Now we're going to let those hang out once we turn it off so we can process the poblano. We're using poblano peppers. We're not going to take the skin off. We're not going to char them, anything like that. We're just simply going to cut them in half, and we're going to deseed them. So you cut it in half, open it like this. You can see one side has no seeds, the other one does. The side with no seeds, look at that, how easy. And the side with seeds, all we're going to do is we're just going to kind of grab the pod and then pull back. And there you have it, de-seeded poblano pepper. It's much easier that way, and you're not really missing out on anything. Then you're going to lay it flat. You're going to cut into juliennes. You're going to turn that around, and you're going to chop down that way. It doesn't have to be perfect because it's going to get cooked down. On a hot pan, add neutral flavored oil. We're going to add the poblanos on there. But first, we're going to add a little bit of garlic. Yes, I use garlic. If that's what you got, that's what you use. If you have fresh garlic, perfect. If you don't, garlic is fine. Add the poblanos, and we're going to pretty much sweat these through. We don't want them to release that much moisture, so that's why we're not seasoning them right now. We're going to wait towards the end once they kind of start getting to that point where they're cooked through, but they haven't lost their freshness or their color. That's what you want to see. Then we add the seasoning that you want. I'm adding salt simply because we're layering as we go. I'm going to show you the spices that we're going to do right on this pan. So you're going to make sure we give that a toss. Make sure everything is incorporated. The garlic is getting to know the poblano. There you go. Put that aside. And in that same pan, we're going to add a little bit of oil, and we're going to add about a tablespoon of cumin and about 10 peppercorns or whole pepper. We're going to let the spices bloom into the oil. Now let's transfer everything we cooked up. So the tomatillos, we're going to put that into a blender. I'm going to put the serranos there. Then I'm also going to add the poblanos with those spices that we just bloomed into the oil. I'm going to add a little salt and a small bunch of cilantro for freshness. And then a little bit of that hot water where the tomatillos were hanging out. There you go. So I'm going to go ahead and blend this now. And then a separate sauce pot, once this is all nicely incorporated and blended, I'm going to go ahead and just pour that on there, let it hang out, so that we can now process the chicken, which should have been ready by this point. The thermometer read 180, which is perfect for quarters. Dark meat can take higher heat. It stays juicy. Look at that. Juicy, nice crispy skin. This is perfect. Now, if you want to wait for this to cool down so you can shred it apart, go ahead and do so. I'm a little bit impatient. I was really hungry, so I just started taking it apart with the fork. I went at it, double fork. You could do it. It just takes a little longer, but I wasn't impatient. You could do it with your hands. Just make sure that it cools down before you do so. So once you gather all the meat, once you shred it, we're going to put it together and season it again with the original season that you had put in the beginning. That's seasoning you're going to use for that. Then the chicken skin, we're just going to pretty much chop it up and mix it all together with the meat. So once that is all together, we're going to heat up a pan. But before that, we're going to use that fat that rendered off of the chicken and all those juices. We're going to use that on that pan. And that's where we're going to add the chicken again. So once that's nice and hot, we're going to add the chicken. And then we're just going to bring this up to temperature. It was already warm, but we're going to bring it back up to temperature. Let it kind of heat through. We're not like re-cooking it. We're just bringing it back up to temp. And then go ahead and add the poblano sauce that we just made. Now as you pour it, be careful this will splatter. Now you notice that whole pepper there? Don't worry about that, because with the amount that it's going to cook through with the sauce, it's going to soften up. So if you do get a bite off of it, it's not going to be hard at all. Trust me on that. If you feel more comfortable, you can add freshly cracked pepper. Now what we're doing here is we're cooking off the water, and the pectin from the tomatillo is going to allow this to thicken up. As you can see there, there's no liquid rushing to fill in that gap, and that's how you know it's ready. So we're going to warm up a flour tortilla. Going to add 2-3 tablespoons of this mixture, this green chicken tinga, which I'm telling you, it's so freaking delicious. And I'm going to show you how to roll a burrito. So a generous amount of cheese, and we're going to fold the sides in like so. And then you're going to make sure that your thumb is underneath the tortilla. You can see there. And we're going to pinch in that area and bring it over the cheese. Pinch and then bring over the cheese. Don't let go. Now that it's there, roll it. Pull towards you, roll, pull, and then roll. And the seam is going to be underneath halfways. And that's how you're going to sit your burrito onto a comal or a cast iron. You're going to sit them down and let them do their thing. Make sure that it's not piping hot, because it will burn your tortilla quicker. So just kind of low to medium heat for a few minutes. What we're looking for is a golden brown color, and making sure that that flap seals, because the tortilla has fat within itself and it's going to allow it to seal with the other side. So once it's like that, you can turn it over and it won't open up on you. There you have it. Nice looking burrito there. And look at that cross section right there. Oh my God, look at that. So there you have it, green chicken tinga. Peace.